And no matter how we dey get the breeze with the bang winner, but we're alive and we just go straight into the program. We get the man himself, the man of the moment, who they bring come today, Abdul M. Fatoma from Campaign for Human Rights Development International. Welcome to Sierra Network Radio again, Abdul M. Fatoma.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Mr. Triple A.
Yeah, we're sorry. We get some glitches. Now make we just start right now. But we want to make you just update we on your latest work. What's currently we go know about Abdul M. Fatoma?
Well, it's not basically about Abdul M. Fatoma. It's basically about the Campaign for Human Rights and Development International.
Yes, sir.
Where Abdul M. Fatoma currently be the chief executive for that organization with a brilliant team, from Sierra Leone. Basically, now we do on with a mediated issue within the 244 terminated staff from Statistics Sierra Leone, and it's over half a year. They don't get the termination benefits. They don't go to several state institutions and for gain redress. They're not able to get them. According to them, then go to one government office. Then the government, a staff there for pull them over and tell them, say, if you want that your problem solved, you get for go na Panemba Road, one human rights office there, then go able really for make Leone problem be solved. And we were shocked that, a government institution, the signpost, and people to we office as the only reliable and trusted, institution where we were able to give Sierra Leonean the kind of a comfort we then deserve that their own country. And we also they work on, a plan for launch a national, dialogue on the review of the Sierra Leone Constitution, because we believe in the constitutionality of this country. If we do parade with democracy, the only thing we will make sure say we're actually democratic and we work by the rule of law. The fundamental principle is that for there will be a constitutional republic, a constitution each Sierra Leonean will feel safe and protected under. But the current 1991 constitution, don't create, the uncomfortable life for all Sierra Leoneans. Whether you're in politics, you're out of politics, the bad laws in this country bring a lot of discomfort to me. So the first thing first, when politicians and they in power, they are comfortable with this rotten constitution. But when they are out of power, in opposition, they start crying for the same, crying against the same constitution. So we are interested of ensure that all Sierra Leoneans gain their protection and enjoy their full right, where God give we all, and then we moving forward. I'm also standing tall, advocating for all rights of citizens of this country.
Well, you just don't give me waiting CHRDI campaign on. These 244 staff them wouldn't terminate from statistics. Now then 10 be done, then be just steady, they wallow around, or what really happen?
What happen is all about politics, my brother, and that's politics. Some of these people, then the allegations that say they inflate, the inflation rate, informations where statistics they put out every month, and some of them then say because of that, then they work for the 2015 statistics results will be come out. Accusation they on say the current council chairperson, and the statistics general, the director way there for statistics, and other people them, allegations against them. Say they make an utterance, say the statistic where they put 2015 is not credible, and so. But then we all know, say, there was a political thing. Let's be honest, it's a Sierra Leone, and let's discuss about the frankness of Sierra Leone. Something in there around the statistics will not be economically prepared as a country or developmentally prepared as a country. Well, that will extend to another 2 districts. We'll not get, that them planning in place. But out of that 2015 statistics, we therefore gave back to 2 new districts, Karina and Falaba district. And we don't get Karina and Falaba. Once they plan development programs, and they use the 7.5 million people, data. When Sierra Leone request for aid, they use the 7.5 million. When we'll be ready for distribute school bus, they use the 7.5 million. When we're ready for the boundary delimitation, we get with different constituencies in this country, we use the 7.5 million people. So if you don't come say those figures we are not credible, they should not be relied on, we should not trust them. Why go tell Parliament, say the Parliament where they where they represent with the illegal, and let's just get them out, because based on the total population we'll get, based on that we do all demarcations and say this is constituency, this is constituency, that this now what so and what and so and so. So let's just cancel all of the political representations, both at local government and also the central government. But if we cannot cancel that, people will be with funding available from the Sierra Leone development partners and also the Sierra Leone government, and ask them to work, and they did their work. And now when we come into power, some people they want to put in certain places and just think that say, they can sack them people there. Then another allegations also come out of malice. Like this other man when the council, chairperson now, they work at this place in retirement age reach. When they retire, they go, so when, the new administration come into power, they're able to get away and become the chairman. And the Act for Statistics Sierra Leone, now the council, the board members, now then they hire senior management staffs. So when they hire these senior, get a power for sacking people then. Let me tell you how the story goes. One morning they just go there and call, say, while all staff then go now the conference room. Joseph Tommy, yeah, you people, we go to the no come. Musala High. Yeah, you people, we go to the no come. This is a termination letter. So after the 244, after a month, then call another 4 people again out of the 244 say, will not be terminated again. Not dismiss, we don't dismiss you. So not forget benefits. All 4 will not forget benefits. And
then be telling the criteria where them be standing on.
The criteria where they inside
for them 4 people
letters, the way we don't read the evidence the way they before we, it's not justifiable in any country where you get a very good and strong labor law. But my brother, the sad thing with government and private entities, they exploit citizens in this country. That the poor labor laws within this country. The last time we get a labor law we passed in 1971, 1972. All others are gazette and public notice. We're very scanty. You're not able to really cite and say Employment Act, they under. Discrimination Act, they under, or neither health and safety for workers. It's just too sad that government will for protecting young people. They exploit young people and discriminate against young people. certain class of people. And, this type of this Sierra Leone, I believe, say, any Sierra Leonean want foresee, today or neither tomorrow. We want to see a Sierra Leone where you are, want to see a Sierra Leone where peaceful, want to see a Sierra Leone where you work hard, you enjoy your labor. But
just a quick one. If they ask 244 people for left the job, so then rehire again, or now be just numbers the way they float where they no need, or then they short of staff now?
No, not a number the way in the float. These people, they all be attached offices, they work. They all been they contribute. You get the only sampler in this country. They also knock off. You get the man where they draw the salon map and everything, they layer off. You get the one way they're responsible for the pool, the inflation rate every week where IMF, World Bank, and others they don't train. Now one of the senior staff in another place, they knock himself off. Then you get another young lady and a young man, where they go as far as reading masters in economics and mathematics. And they were the only professionals that in the department they knocked them off. The people they replace them with somebody who will do home economics. Now in they had foreign trade, decks. Somebody will read agriculture. Now in they, for provide for we inflation index. It don't take over 3 or 4 months. We know the pool inflation index. This country. So we not even know no institution, international, global institution, not able for tell you say these are the official inflation rates. So
the 17% to the not to the official one. Because if the person will for sit down at the table for tell we that's 17%.
Not at all.
Okay.
The very man, the time where situation be start for more harder in this country when a go do the sampling. Now the different market, then for example Western area, then get 4 market everything they do. One at the center, one east, one and west part, and one dead west. And within these 4, you get 2 how they classify them, and get 2 poor man market and get 2 money man markets. Then they'll go and ask for prices, and like for example, then they look at kilo, pattern calculation. So like if 10 corporates make 1 kilo, so if 1 corporate are 2,500 leones, 2,500 leones by 10 cups, then that figure there in the cow say 1 kilo less now in price this. But 2 months ago, in price now be this. So when they come with that index that say the increment don't go more higher, they sack demand for that and say because it don't bring inflation higher. It is sabotage, our government. So that not be in your sentence.
Okay.
The inside even in termination letter.
Okay.
So when you look at this thing, it's totally unfair on Sierra Leonean professionals. It makes education worth nothing in this country, because if you say you go land and after 5 years, 10 years, where would that government come and therefore remove you, and you professionalism, you certificate worth nothing? Past you be jobless man, they run after you termination maybe if you are lucky. If you are not lucky, you have been dismissed, you work for 3 years and no benefit. Just because of politics. So if we cannot put a stop to this, it will continue. We don't get this continuation, and it's still going on. Like this morning, I've been over a local national radio program at 98.1, like when they say, we don't see the pattern in this country. The moment APC win, we know the region and the tribes people, the way they control the state affairs of this country. The moment SFPP win, we know the majority of the region and tribesmen there will control the affairs of this country. It is a shame. for us as a nation. We should work as one country. We should work as a one nation. We should work as one people in one country.
Where you they talk just now, let we just come now. We don't waiting they happen as statistics Leone, and we believe so with you CHRDI in help then people and they at least then go able get waiting and deserve. You make mention of inflation when are there one level each because we can send we reporters them now different markets them. And it's like they all sing the same song. Like say the prices then they go up every day. What's the way forward for this?
Not only the local market then. If anybody that's really where they go to the supermarket then, when you go supermarket today, I remember November when I come back to this country 2018. Since then I cannot go back England yet. 2018, water for the bottle will be like 10,000 or 11,000, 12,000, around that. And now it's 15,000 leons, for the dispenser water, the big bottle. So it's 15,000 leons. There are some other products then they like if you go buy into the 25,000. Tomorrow you go supermarket after a few days, it's about 5,000 on top of it. So the increment can go 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 for certain products, and you start asking yourself. And then the dollar, the pound, the euro, and still remain. We don't put so many money, now the commercial bank there, through the Bank of Sierra Leone, they said then the auction dollar for ensure that the dollar go down. But the position always don't be that say that the stupid attempts that, I've been getting involved during where the economy be bad at the West, at the UK. Whilst I've been work with UN Global Compact and Global Reporting Initiative. What in them been do, the UK government been do, then pour money into the local businesses within the UK and provide job for the one that we, multinational institutions and the UK, they lay them off. Like if you get Sierra Leone local content, produce them, then give, like $3 million and ask the Sierra Leone institutions and say, we'll give you $3 million, employ 25 people. Out of that 25 people, 5 not they pay tax, then the 20 they pay tax. After 12 months, then the other 5, then some for begin pay tax. So waiting they happen, the money where the government give them, then they take tax on top of their salary. They come back inside the revenue. Then that man will for them sit on us depend on state, money, and now go sit there again at us. Where he get money for going and shop, he go able for buy for him picking them, they go able for buy food for himself. And the home, they go able for buy clothes, and then clothes then they may you to know so then get VAT, we are for be GST, then they tax them. Then government they get a revenue back, they come back into the national economy. But when you look at situation in this country, nothing flows. Even the one that way they sell cookery, they grumble. Even the one that will open restaurants, then they grumble. The one that will open boutique, then they grumble. Because if people not get woke, why you think say they never go out there and buy market? So the thing about the Ministry of Finance and the central bank, there were two the fighting ego. Woulda sabi, woulda not sabi. So then woulda left at the masses is the poor people in this country, and business is the way they struggle for build up. Because if we're not even able to get a stability forecast, from the central bank until we say by social time, this percent this percent of inflation go there and blah blah blah. So business people prepare themselves towards that. But that is not what will happen. We don't have the Ministry of Trade really engaging the people and telling them about the sanctity. That's it. Something good, something better. Therefore, come. It's something they are on. We say a lot of things. In news they go about a prospect of institutions and coming. Then when they see an iron in World Bank, they tell we say for do business as well, a very harder than most other African countries. And which other investor with the high risk of money laundering at this country, where sober insurance company then cannot really insure you risk, position for coming here to do business, and we will just jump up on himself, come back. Where all other negative indicators and then at the world, the World Bank of all, they tell against it, it's difficult to grow business in that country. So I think we really need to focus. The ministries that we really need to do lot come out of this mess. Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Finance, the Energy, and Ministry of Works. We need to forget we roads them. Okay. We need to forget we food. Look at food them. We need to grow them more, and make them accessible to the people in this country and affordable. We need to forget energy for preserve, the perishable foods and what they grow in this country. So with that, you see even the locals will get more encouragement for dive into, business. We need to forget that Ministry of Finance where they able for draw, a plan as to how the economy for go. Not like go sign loan, bluff with the MOU. No. Even we see that you work today, you get the money. If not another way they add on top, you don't that money before even the other month done. So we need these ministries for seriously going to actions. Don't forget about Ministry of Mines. Don't forget about Ministry of this, Ministry of that. The immediate one that we're able for pull hunger now we table. The immediate one that we're able for prepare change and development, and then key ministries there.
So with this price, like just how you mentioned about the supermarket and the local market, everybody they complain about price hike and all those things. What's in the way forward? Do we have to try for get trade and industry for coming, or is there any way we can get somebody for coming and tell we why we they get price hike every day?
I don't think so. We need somebody. We know the problem. The problem is that we know they sell. We buy. We buy most 90% of the things that we use in this country now about they buy from outside. We buy petrol, we buy clothes them, we buy soap, we buy rice, oil, so most of the things we use in this country we buy. So like if we get the Ministry of Agriculture, the Energy, ministry, then we'll get the Works Ministry waiting for the road. So if the people then go into agriculture and farming, when they produce them food, then the road network very good for transport and at the bigger towns and the bigger cities, then when they reach the bigger towns and bigger cities, then get 24 hours electricity, clean and stable ones. So, you go able to get fresh vegetable from Kabbalah. You go able to get fresh, produce, from other part of the country. As long as the road network, good. So I don't know that much, big way go take, 9 hours for travel if your road really good, So now when we get bad roads, I mean, you will spend 5-6 hours. But if we really get good road networks, I don't think it will take 10 hours for travel, for reaching the bigger cities, and the bigger towns. The fact that we're able to get them things and they, on board, then definitely, my brother, we were able for stabilize with inflation rate in this country.
Most people who don't get several programs who they talk about agriculture, like now the next thing we go able for make we economy get a little bit of boost and drive. What do you feel say we go able do for captivate people most of them young man them for left Okada go na the field of agriculture?
We just go make farm. Then you pull somebody on top bike. You say, they're gonna farm. Come on. Now, only we as Leone look at agriculture as a one way of, now you give up deposit site. Now, when they give up in your society, the time in England, most of the farmers then picking them. They hold one of the most expensive gadgets, then drive one of the most expensive cars. Then go one of the most expensive private schools. But really, when you say you parent and a farmer, somebody look up on you that say, you are just from the gutter. So that perception about farmers, now in there for change in we, and realize they are professionals and they are development contributors to any society. If somebody mama they grow salad na this country, a talking at school say, "Me mama na salad they grow," and company will say, "Salad day." They start from Mocha. But in advanced country, these are the people that we get more money handing. If somebody they do fishing, for example, they say, "But you daddy na fisherman, or your mama na fish they sell." But in another country, these are respectable things. Then people they able for sending picking in a private school than the people that with the white collar jobs, where they wear necktie 24 hours, where they sit on under AC. It's 9 hours. But you not go get that money in a bank where that farmer they get. Unless we change that perception and create a social facility. The provincial towns and also the bigger district the way they produce them thing in there. Because when you look at a nightclub nowadays, you want to pull young man at city for goat and an upline, you not get anything after 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, everybody don't sleep. And they find them very boring when at 11 o'clock you normally sleep or 2 o'clock. They want buy bread, everybody don't lock from 5 o'clock. All man don't disappear. Past 6 o'clock morning, you see everybody they come out, then fall and they come out, then go to and they come out, then they're on the way for go back and farm. So when really we take the social development, things up country, and then we were able to encourage the one that we get passion for do farming and the one that we learn agriculture for engaging it. We need examples. But then we also know they invest in we locals. We get a lot of agriculturists that we don't need agriculture. But government not ever give them start up. Government not really create that environment for them, for let them really prove themselves. If you go give somebody 2 bag pepper seed, if grow the pepper 110, 210, that's no can. For supply fertilizer give farmers, you have to be highly politically connected. But this now for farmers. For sheer tractors, some politicians and they hold the tractor go put under their compound, like their villages, But then them tractors and they know they work. Then they wait for somebody who go can say, me go work for you, you get 80%, then me the farmer get 20%. But these tractors be meant for the locals. And we know they hold these people accountable. We celebrate them. This is a great man. We want to go ready in 5 tractors again and compound. But this meant for the poor people. And it meant for alleviate poverty in our community. So unless, like I said this morning, we have problem with these two words. understanding and knowledgeable. Some people they understand the situation, but they're not knowledgeable. Some people they're knowledgeable about this situation, but they don't understand the system. So this has become a challenge to us. And politicians and they exploit this particular opportunity. You see, even now, politicians, they don't spare with religious leaders and with religious houses. They go there in a very deceitful manner. They go there for go preach sermon. Whether not the church or the mosque, then go there for prayer and political ideology. And would I go by their lie and follow them?
We go come to that one day. Before we reach there, I want to make we come to this lawlessness, because we see the rise of lawlessness in the country. The latest one will be see after the game na stadium, that Kofa League, where people in Como game, then feel aggrieved, then come Campbell Street, then begin destroy people, host motocar up to Circular Road, Pademba Road, and all those places, terrorize the people. And at the end of the day, police not be then at the scene. Now later then come, then say, then all 4 people then police say because of all these things, the way they happen, because, now then self don't put ban to group jogging. Say group not for jog because waiting do, when they can jog people then bag, then phone and all those things, all now because of the lawlessness. You think, say, what can I take first on the rise of lawlessness as how police feel say them for Cobham?
The sad thing is that, like I said this morning, some people vote for President Bio, thinking and believe that ex-military men and the regime way they been served on that. Be very disciplined military governance system in this country, the MPRC. And so people then get that higher expectations, they can straighten, the system for fight against lawlessness. But sadly for them, the people that wait for help for fight lawlessness, they are more lawless than the civilian there. The police, the military, they're lawless. They do things out of the law, and they do things by their own, just because they wear uniform, or just because they got the power. Like I be saying, the military more they undermine the state security in this country. Because when they drive and they cover the number plate, if they bang anybody, how you able to say na SL something? Do this incident, and how you able to raise them with which authority? Then you get the ministers and back with coward and lawless like them. Where they also defend black something pieces,
black
and cover the entire number plate. So if for God's sake any criminal one for can cause havoc, or even no cause havoc, but it just one day steadily say me I not mix on traffic. They go by that same black, Toyota Prado or Toyota Land Cruiser, just like the own, either the white one or the black one. It tint all over. Then it goes inside in compound, it cover the plate. Even we not go register, it just find that plate card side, it cover. We do cleaning, load inside motor car. It put emergency, because that's the behavior of this lawless, reckless, coward politicians and the military personnel in this country. They put emergency on, break traffic, no regard to traffic rules. you go do that, then you come to me say that ordinary man say you lawless, but they go correct yourself. So these actual people that were the president for depend on for let them help them for fight lawlessness, they're more lawless. A senior police officer they sit down without instruction from nowhere, they go gather people, they arrest, they carry them at detention. Until social media go rise up with things, that's when they go release the people there. So let them go. What a lawlessness and social injustice to people. And why you think, say, if people expect these are the people that wait for protect we, but then they're not a protect we, then they intimidate we. So the next thing then tonight before them, not for respond. in their own way. So how we go fight this lawlessness? We're the one that went for help will fight the lawlessness. That's of the lawless. Some minister and anywhere in the past, if you send a vice president or president in the past, then they convoy. We need to remain them. I don't know because we're not in a war, so the idleness boku in military. So then just put them inside one Land Cruiser, $60 and a whole gun. They parade with her. I shook my head sometimes. Are these guys jokers or they are blind to reality? You get me? These are all form of lawlessness inside democratic system.
I just want to bring something because one day last week, we deal with this issue now, the rise of lawlessness in Salon. Then some people in call say, when the police or the president or authorities, they try for fight against lawlessness in the country, now human rights, civil society them, now then go grab for begin talk say they don't violate people's rights. So now I make the lawlessness they on the rise. What thing you take to that, sir?
Like what they say. Some people they get the knowledge, but they not get the understanding. Some people they get the understanding, but they not get the knowledge. Triple A. We for example, CHRDI, a human rights institution. Human rights, no, they are against discipline. In no country, absolutely. But waiting weekend ones, now for let the things be done within the human rights framework. We even believe that any accused persons get in same right. They only confine, to a detention center once they appear for trial or a day on bail, is still entitled to them in right then, only subject, to trial and condition based on the crime where it commits. So we all are human beings. We all get that right. Now we fundamental right. It doesn't mean they say they don't accuse somebody, then the competent court not found them guilty yet. Because of the public not found them guilty, it will go on the punishment immediately. If policeman accuses say, you committed a crime, whether than minor crimes, then it take that baton or gun waste. They hit it, you head with her before it reach with you in a station. Is that fair? Is that really fair? That this country you drive your motor car, traffic lights not there because I know you call them to how you call this place? The lights gas square under. Traffic light not there on the other side, like Cambu Street, Panama Road. You go just see them pull you over. You turn up, wait up, we say that again, like you get wheel puller, you get jack, you get this. But for that number you wake me, yes, we do a general inspection. You don't turn road transport, traffic police. Now they grant me license. The next thing, give me my license. They say, no, you get for this multi because I love go corner. So when you see that, say you did say you didn't, but then can get the one that they get off the hook. Making load the inside motor car, say, go now, whatever station, ready for give statement alone and lock me up. So we can go now, then they can't run back inside the motor car. So I don't develop now a habit, I know give them lift again. And they tell them, say, just meet me at the station. So how many Sierra Leoneans know they right about that?
What you did to this, so make I just bring this other one. We interview bike riders them in New Englandville, and they make certain complaint them to the camera who care good day because we get a program we call Talk to the Camera, and until we say for the past 3 weeks, people them where they dress like police officers, other one they say na police officers, they arrest them with the bike them. So because then they afraid for follow the police with the bike, then they left the bike, give the police. Then the police, they make example, say, okay, meet me in a so and so station. Example, at the Late Street Police Station. The bike rider go find in chairman or whoever. He say let them go at the Leicester police station. When they reach there, then they meet the bike, then they meet the police, then they meet nothing. They say for the past 3 weeks, then they lost 4 bikes them. That's the one. Don't other one complain say we then can they ride them bike, then maybe they do something where they not for do or whatever. Other police they on top another bike, they take kin, they flag them.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but you know, this last one I don't witness them from far inside the motor car, and I get for ask the police why they behave, you know, in that animal way. They say they were more than too lawless, brah. I said, but not so for behave. So the one that we really talk about lawlessness, if we value money than the punishment where the law say. We police them at this country value money than we own life. You know, where they use the road every day. You dey see that motor car in Shashe Ben. But the fact that they don't give money to a particular police officer, we force hold them. Then they get an escort now they go. So if you miss break, whosoever I meet, now go that family they don't go, or that individual they don't go. You know, instead of ban this motor car and charge this person to court and let the court fine them very heavily, they don't do that. They settle the thing out of court. You know, if you go to court, the clerk will say, well, now for this small offense, just give me small thing, you file go lost, then the file disappear. So that man don't get confidence that the next time he gets 200,000, he causes any havoc. And then the other man were not able to give this 500,000, you take stick, the whopper. Is that fair? When they talk about, say, human rights, civil society, and they come in, we want fair treatment for every Sierra Leonean. You might not be in that position today. What if it be to you tomorrow? You know, just out of the blues, the police grab applying your law without the actual justice will for be applicable to you as a human being. You know, the bike laws one, like I be said this morning, if you see police fail for protect the vice president, what are the common man for let them protect? Now this within this country, arrest within these 2 months, they don't arrest over 4 people then, where they say they use police uniform, traffic police. The other guy then Kitchen Watalo by Tombo Park. A well-encompassing in uniform, the actual guy will enlist that Israeli police. In the Eastern police, na traffic, and then not treat. Then in namesake, with the same police number, and then Tombo Park, they collect Okada bike. The other one, the kitchen abo, both now 2 incidents. You know, na bien Okada. Instead we see arrest the Okada, but I think the other one say, but I swear to God, this either you kill me or you know you kill me bike. He said, but I never left this bike. You know. So now that and they on with the other police patrol team see policeman and civilian they fit. So the police interrogation now into this thing, and then can notice that this guy not a police. You know. So how this brother and the manager get this police uniform? Police are aware about these things. But then it's still continuing with non-stop.
Because now my next one day say now na bike them. But what if they graduate to other thing? And now full police uniform, then they wear, and then they act like say, yes, police call and say impersonation. But this is scary. If you want for look at me in a way.
Then they're not scary. I can give you another story with the security sector. We get a complaint from victims and from one place where they call Jopo Farm. Jopo Farm, then they battle for this land within the King family and a particular military personnel where attached to Benguma. They don't kill over 7 people then kill 5 before they can lay the complaint to we. We there on the investigation, then kill another 2. Not only we intervention make them don't stop for killing at that place. Every blessed week, they kill 1 or 2 people. Now based on when they catch some of the guns then, when the police catch some of the guns then, right? When the law officers ask for let them do stock counting about who are among the police, paramilitary, and the military will get them weapon and they with their serial numbers. You couldn't believe it. These two institutions come back and say, then none get any record of their weapon ending. Over 7 weapons. AK-47 rifles. They don't get record of them. You just cannot believe that nonsense that is happening in this country. So I be therefore call authorities and within the military and tell them, say, you see, when we go out with these things, we go internationally, international media call, we interview, we, the UN, Human Rights Council, ask for a brief on this. The next thing when I say, this person not patriotic. The next thing when I say, but what about the lives of those reunions? Are they not citizens? Or they don't belong to us? I said, we need to act. If we will not act, we cannot hide these things. That was the time. The national security body and the military and the police work very hard. It's over 6 weeks now. One person not die again. So just imagine if you don't have people in society that can look into the eyes of these people, and speak the truth to them without really minding his words. Because sometimes I say like this kind of recklessness, these are things that we shouldn't encourage. Mr. Fatoma, we're not professional, we're not big money, they say reckless. I say, yes, it's not that recklessness.
Salon police, Salon police can always use the defense. Say, when they go out, like when they can go for, then they give them award all for the best and waiting safe. But now Salon, we they see something different. So what you take on that?
Yeah, after we'll be signed with MOU, I'll be get privileged for attend management meetings. Then I get privileged for do further engagement when I get more of the fact outside of the police management meeting. I mean, I bag them, senior police officers, and AIGs, inspectors, and senior people, them explain their concern. As a country, we're not serious about with security, workers in this country. You get somebody when an inspector, you go hold masters, even double masters. They go home more than 1 million or another 1.5 million. But this is a very senior policeman, he gets reporting, If for a police unit, now they command another unit. But they go home with 1 million, 1,500,000. Motorbike no day, torchlight no day, raincoat no day. Patrol vehicle, the whole Waterloo. My brother had 2 vehicles day Waterloo and York, the whole Ura district, West Ura. So just Waterloo itself, my brother, 2 more to cannot do. How wide are Waterloo day? The way Waterloo been there, the one there been no Waterloo, also Waterloo day again. So even 4 more to cannot do for Waterloo. So imagine if something happen at 5-5, then they come on a police officer, police headquarters at Waterloo. Or go down 5-5, then they say the other incident don't happen at Tumbo. Then as they reach Tumbo, they say other incident they been women. So 2 more to cannot do. How wide are Waterloo day? The way Waterloo been there, the one there been no Waterloo, also Waterloo day again. So even 4 more to cannot do for Waterloo. So imagine if something happen at 5-5, then they come on a police officer, police headquarters at Waterloo. Or go down 5-5, then they say the other incident don't happen at Tumbo. Then as they reach Tumbo, they say other incident they been women. So that one the way they Tumbo for rush do something wrong, come back na Benuma. Wake up Benuma and say another one not happen at full at all. How they go shape themselves, my brother? So the logistics for them people, then they know they. The police stations away from colonial days and be built. Majority they still they in function. The police cells the way them be built from colonial days. That time they won 1 point something million people. They are still existing. The UN now, the equipment then they. So we are brilliant people. Not joke with Salomon. We're brilliant. We're very, very intelligent. So if the right equipment and I believe say majority of the police force be able to behave professionally. But if you starve them people there, my brother, one bag less and 900,000, 950, then I want police quarter, the arata, the mosquitoes, now the best friend there. Pit toilet and still in the use. Sometimes 3-block apartments, get one pit toilet, then they pay for Bella. We full up. Kinton. If you go Kinton, you see that situation. You go Aberdeen, they see that similar situation. This is a senior officer's place. You go Kissing, you see that same situation. So the condition of service is really poor. But they cannot talk about it. They cannot come out because they are banned by the Constitution and also the 1960, 4 Police Act. That they're not for form union where they talk for them. But then, don't be fair. You go talk about them badness, but let's talk about their own conditions. They are human too. They choose for serve with country. Whilst we they sleep, now then go there out, they parade. But with a very little take home, we want done. And with a huge disregard from authorities and the ordinary people. People they slap police in this country left buff. Even they're not in power because of the relatives and somebody else they in power. You go buff. So, you're unfair.
That one day, I think, say, I make most people can always say, Abdul Fatoma, it again on both ways. I want to make we can now waiting happen na Basharia Mosque. I know say if we don't begin talk about and all those things, mostly people and they talk about the safety of the vice president. At that time, we go there. He was even the president acting president because President Bill not be there around. And some people the question say, what are the rules of engagement? For say the one that we concern not supposed for don't go under for see the safety before they make clear say yes, it good for make it good, or pop up no more, it just pop up like that thinking to say everywhere is on hallowed ground, it's safe. What are your thoughts on this, sir?
First of all, I want to condemn the incident that say not a good incident for this country in your image. And you look at the whole thing, it's nothing than politics. You cannot distance politics away from that very ugly incident that happened. Now they're in a doubt, we left with big speculations. And we get the Muslim leaders, for that mosque, we very inconsistent with their language. And you see the whip go come out to make audio quite different from what the chief imam or the other senior imam go say, or the chairman for the mosque go say. Very inconsistent statement for one great incident. Let's come to the safety of the country. The president and the vice president, they are us. They represent us. The security paramount to every Sierra Leonean. Whether you hate them, you like them, they are the first and second gentlemen of this republic. the security breach from the security intelligence service of this country, now a very, very serious something. It exposed we a lot, that incident. Just like how the Ebola be exposed with health sector. Now, so that incident not exposed with security sector, that we not get a very good intelligence-led, I'm saying, not that Congo intelligence for go really under emergency. Okay, according to the stories from the vice president's office, say the vice president been there within that vicinity, and prayer kitchen. Time don't reach closer for prayer. So he been look for the nearest mosque for let he pray. Then this man knows a Juma prayer at social time. Even we were not to practice in Muslim. We know Friday when Juma time they come. And if we don't allow him and say, oh, I'm not going for dinner, usual mosque, I go pray within this Quebec community Fullerton, any mosque or don't canopy, any mosque really. So then the intelligence, officers and where they are around the presidency and the vice president, for them they send, the intelligence there. Now the mosques there nearby for look for the safest mosque for this man, where he go just bump into. But already the intelligence they don't do their own work. They know that the vice president can carry and left unharmed, safe and sound. On surprise visit. You don't need for really book any appointment. Meet there against that philosophy. But then if you don't need for book any appointment, this man is not an ordinary man like Abdul Fatoma. We can go inside to road market and do anything and come back without a normal man. You get me? So the security, intelligence, that them for don't really do that recce within that community then they. And if they go to Basharia and say, oh, Samoa for Kayao, and we know what in Samoa a clash one with VP will look like. So no allow let VP Kaya. Let them tell VP, then VP say, no, I'm not a listener. But then we know say, now man we not care about insecurity, or neither he care about this country. But then if we never get that story out, say, then the security then won and say, let it not go there, then he go there upon himself. Or he just say, well, not go Basharia. Then they all told to good. Then go there, even including the security agency, without doing no groundwork. And get this country into that mess, because we are in that mess. And then you see the audio where the other imam say, let this messenger go, let go me the power. He was one of the individual, he was, it's done there like lemon. Now the VP office, I look at this man, the blue kaftan or whatever gown. I say, oh my God, these are the religious people we have in our society. You will say, let this messenger go, afraid nobody. Now they go back, they go big. What did they go big for? That was a security breach. And I see no harm to the leadership of that mosque. For me, they do no wrong.
And I want to reach quick because we learn say CID can't take them for make them go.
Now idleness, just idleness, complete idleness, my brother. What did they go take them people then they for? How can it turn, the victim into a perpetrator? But then we look at the people that are this country. If those people then they move and they shout, I condemn that. The one the way we say no, but then they come also to the leadership of the mosque. Now that situation they don't can stage manager, Jama, whatever you say them. We go with two brothers then. One are the vice president of this country, the other one our brother Samoa. The two don't can join with today for praying at this mosque. Now blessing to this Jama and this mosque. So, but we don't know the prayer, and let the vice president with brother, let him talk to we. Then after we don't talk, then we young brother back, we'll talk to we. that message will have got down. People want go and listen the two people then, waiting at the message to them. But Jama will not be planned for Dr. Jude, but we don't say her now. Only we pray, we therefore break that prayer. Come on, you don't incite the people. That was very poor. That was not a mature leadership. You know, as a religious leader, we will promote peace. We will not for promote, incite people. We will not for promote violence, hate messages. Religious leaders that work now for unify the community, build cohesion, not for scatter we. But what will happen here that because of politics and poor leadership, we will forget a crackdown, a breakdown inside with security, and exposed. By now, I believe say that for don't institute investigation from this radio intelligence unit. For see, how sleeping these guys are. If we need them, or we don't need them. Let me say this country not be bad country. Now other thing they say, first we say rest in peace. It's don't know. Because like the information now, the chairman of the mosque begins say, we don't sabi them people then. We don't know who said them for more. So then can come on more.
Exactly.
So then they come on what allow CCTV camera and all that. Who now go say na him? The same poor imam the way they go kapu. And later on tell them say a mistake. I may for understand why investigator matter. Now one senior police officer just grab go to 10 people there. Upon your instruction. You can let me say, Vice President Romney for being part of the police council. Because the moment who say the senior police officers and they reduce themselves, they lost them what? They don't know themselves a win at this. We have to stop this. I want people to be professional and respect their office. When you respect your office, politicians respect your office. Like me or civil society, we all office, we will respect her. Now politicians they bring nonsense to it. Because the moment you bring a car, they give you back.
When we deal with this matter on Saturday, I say it was a great opportunity, but it was a lost one. Because people let me don't they ask question when all them political violence can take place or whatever, and we can pop up we not good for talk. Then can say we the religious leaders them, we the religious leaders them. They know they talk, waiting and they do. That was a great opportunity. These two people them be there at the same place. Like say the place be too small, where they all two not go able they and do waiting and go there for do, but we lost that opportunity there. Again, it come to say the one that they say, oh, we not sabi the one and they other people then say, okay, now because of lawlessness back, now the same lawlessness who they talk, now in showcase so and all those things. But what's the way forward, sir, for Sierra Leone? Will they come to the festive season? People and get from begin go.
The way forward. The way forward for Salone development and sincerity. That one great thing. Sincerity. We don't lose sincerity in this country. All sectors. Inside family, inside community, inside church, inside mosques, inside governance, inside school, university, Bondo Bush, or Poro Bush, or Jeb Bush, Auntie Bush. Sincerity don't disappear away in this country, my brother. The same pastor or imam the way they say. If for the pastors, if then they make crusade, one senior government official or president not go there, the last day, that crusade day not to better pastor. I'm telling you. The body of Christ go come together and say, we will pray for Salolo, keep 21 day fast, let the president go. Then just want the presence of the president at the stadium. For say, when we be organized with crusade, we'll be able to get the first gentleman. That's just the show off. What in the first gentleman they go preach about the word of God? Now, well, let's just tell them how, in government they run politically, not religiously. And they, get one opposition leader. Even a Christian, they parade mosque to mosque. Bio did do that. Not only Samurao. Bio is a Catholic too. When he was in opposition, they run within in all the mosques, Probe mosques, this mosques. Bera did the same thing. Anas did the same thing. So, they take these guys to church and mosques. And, stupidly for me, I don't know for the more. They carry them like they carry goat and sheep. Where they go to that mosque. And soon I know this offer, all this offer. Is that really a religious message? But then, the deceitfulness of religious leaders. How do you think say they want and they go take side when they're already indebted? Because when they call meetings of these people, they don't pledge their allegiance. Papa, we there for you. This church here, me and the congregation, this mosque, we in the congregation are for you there. So if this man do bad, if you say they go come out or talk, they go lock them out. Then they won't talk. So that sincerity don't lose. Insincerity don't show up. And they exist. So the way forward, with prayer, that for let each salon man be sincere with himself and with God. Let's do that prayer. Maybe from now to December, we will have a turnaround. But without that, my brother, some story the way that they give, you don't know if in a reality, if you say no more. Like we rather say this morning, blind man see. They see him.
See the man self, blind man self go see him. Yes.
Maybe now that go be, but insincerity now best friend of this country. Then sincerity don't become we enemy. So that don't make we they suffer.
Somebody comments na Facebook. He say all what you they talk. He say not true. He say but this na old age problem and they're not going able to fix them inside one day.
I don't know if you can get magic for fix a problem in one day, even a young problem. A country problem cannot fix in one day. The first institution where I work for an American institution. So my boss, they drive me, we do like, we come out from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. We come down Columbus, Ohio, we come down Kentucky, Memphis, till we find we way to Alabama, now Mississippi, they're all day inside. For the one that they leave now, they end and leave, then they listen. When they drive along that road, they tell me, say, in the 60s, America was not like this. Say, all this beauty way they see so Abdul, they say, it's not been there like this. They say, people struggle now, including white and the black. They said, but one of the key things was that we go to the church and pray, God bless America, and we work very hard and try for change we way for let America be a great nation. And we work towards that. And look at America today. So we can sacrifice for abolish this old age problem today. And in the next 10, 20 years, we go down move far away from that old age. Then the older generation now start thinking that, they say that to so Salon be there. Salon be worse than this. Well, now look at the progress. So you look at all them countries that are where today we they fall for, where we don't go study there, we don't live there, we build family there and try for return back home. Now other people then be sacrificed for build them country then they not disown their own country. But we, this generation, but we disown Salon, they meet some man in English, they meet that country, they are not they ever go, they meet dogs, self not they go there. Some man they America, some man they Germany, where you meet up with them boy. Some people then they can come here and say you get an idea for left England, we go to down a Salon for the talk. Just like that. Saving families from abuse, from death. They say that talk. The mentality. But then you say, I go call him from Buden, na village. I want to vote for that man. That man a better man. I don't listen na social media. It talk fine about that country. When I vote man, that's not the politician they say. But you, the man where they try for let politicians getting responsibility, let the citizens know it right, and hold that politician accountable. We say they talk, you come on England, you carry they talk. This is us. What encouragement not in this country where they sacrifice for this country? None. No way. Like the people that work in country on the employment issue, I can tell them, say, come on, no do no day. We don't go money for that talk phone. I mean it, me personal self, I use my phone, buy it up, call, share me motor car, go to, the authorities that were concerned, get meeting with them because of, the respect way the society get for me. No minister, no authority, no slam door before me. The moment they know they are around, so they abort the meeting, forget audience with me. Because they know when I reach now the offices, it's serious matter and it's important. So mostly I don't get that, attention, on issues then. The moment they see me from the camera, then some go about the meeting, some will send message out, say, then they can tell me, say, make I just be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And, we address those issues without funding from any external source. And we not ever ask anybody, all the people that who don't do the termination benefit that way they don't get, never ever we encourage a 50 million from them for like a council week. Because we're not doing it for them to pay us. Like me personally, I'm doing it because I have passion for the job that I'm doing. But we don't let sit down one day, once we're in union say, oh, I get $2,000 for CHRDI, with a fet for human rights, would it make sure, say, a whole politicians are accountable? Or neither $100, or neither, CHRDI then go need provision, CHRDI go need paint for paint the office, CHRDI go need AC, or CHRDI go need electricity. We will pay 1 month electricity. Oversee Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and all this. The citizens, and then they pay. So Amnesty and Human Rights Watch and other equality now, they own the people, their obligation for fight for them. But for God's sake, if the foreigner where they put in taxpayer money and then tell we say write small grant, that grant they can for do different things. Then if we not tell and say, the civil society, they know they talk, you don't pay civil society. You don't really pay. Look, radio democracy and others, they're starving. They need help. How many Sierra Leoneans they help them? But they want radio D, can't honor, radio D, give you updates. Now no more reliable. But I go send money for football. So I don't know go World Cup. You go send money there. You go send money for beauty contest for a community. Because we cover England, America, Germany. Then they can hail her up. Support a just cause that even can give you more name than those other rubbish you invest your money on. I call it rubbish because it might not make much sense to you. But for me, it's rubbish. For you, it might not be. Sorry for that disrespect.
Okay, we want to tell you thank you for your time. And before you go, what you go just take lock the domot for we, sir?
I come back to me appeal. Let we be sincere with we for this country. And put with love, with loyalty, with interest into this country. This is a beautiful country for now give up on and very unfair to the next generation. I think we get an eye opener this we own time. For do all the sacrifice where it takes. For now we get to learn from USA we meet them and the current status we in. Now we put with political party interest and aside, now put with religion aside, now put with region aside, with tribe aside, and look at this country as a civilian. If you party do bad, come out. If even then they pay you, then they feed you, tell them the truth. If you then stop, you not go die for that. You will survive. Let's come out and hold with public officials accountable and let them know say that for we then they work for. But we they work there after we don't appoint them for work for we. Now be sincere with me. Now be sincere with yourself. I think, that are just me own appeal.
Thank you very much, Abdul M. Fatoma from
You're
Campaign
welcome,
for
my
Human
brother.
Rights Development International. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, that's Nabi Abdul M. Fatoma. We be get him on the program today. You hear all waiting, he don't talk. Because now we can lock the program, but tomorrow we will continue this conversation. I just want to make we soak in everything you don't hear today. We in laying a table and how the conversation go. Then tomorrow we go join with to go get from Samuel Wise Bangura interview and waiting we don't get from Abdul M. Fatoma. Then we go continue the conversation. But one thing we make mention of, where I go really like for make the Sierra Network family chip in, now how for support in campaign na Sierra Leone. Even how little way we go able for do, but we will get for talk on that day on a later date. But I think say he needs our support. This not the person way you already know what he do. And how we see him, not so he call the name. And I think we can support him. Then day we go discuss him at another time, as I say. And again, I want to apologize today because of the technical issues that we've been get, but I guess we're able to sort them out. After this, the radio day off, but you go check back by morning. I believe say we go don't get everything on, because this line where we they used to now, instead now for just this moment we create and for we try for go back to that regular line. We go make all the apps them all go come back and begin for work how it be the work as normal. Sierra Leoneans them we need for be patriotic. Salon need we. And not only when we all join on board for make the country a better country, na in Salon go better. I go lock today on program. Till we meet again tomorrow. Three police.